13 days, Justin Fareed could become the congressman for the 24th district. He's 28 years old, never held public office, and describes himself as a small businessman.
News Channel 3's Vicki Nguyen sat down for a one-on-one interview with Fareed to discuss his plans for our coastal communities.
Did you think this is ever going to happen?
Of course.
Justin Fareed is confident he'll be elected to Congress.
And I'd be honored to be able to strengthen our communities around the Central Coast.
So we're going to be focusing there.
If he wins, Fareed will be the youngest congressman to ever serve this district. So what inspired this former Santa Barbara High School, UCLA football player and businessman to run?
I realized right after the government shutdown in 2013 that if you don't get involved with the government that you have, you get the government that you deserve, and that it's necessary that we demand more.
And Fareed is running to stop wasteful spending.
Fareed ran in 2014, but didn't make it past the primary.
It's a real close one.
So he's giving it another shot. And this time, more than 42,000 people voted for him in the primary, putting him up against Salud Carbajal for the general election.
I've had to build this campaign from the bottom up, with Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and people from all different backgrounds to support this mission. And I am very blessed to have so many people as committed as they are to see to it that there is a servant leader in Washington.
I have focused on the issues that are affecting us locally, meeting with people.
His contender is a Santa Barbara County supervisor of 14 years.
He quite literally has said and done whatever it will take to get re-elected to the next highest seat. I'm somebody who is born and raised here on the Central Coast, who saw what was wrong.
Fareed says there are many issues he'd like to tackle.
The number one issue around the Central Coast is the water issue.
Californians are constantly being reminded to conserve water until the drought is over.
So I'm working to get steered to the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, and specifically the one on water and the environment, so that we can invest in things like desalinization.
Fareed believes removing salt from water is one of the answers.
Countries like Israel have get over 70% of their water from the Mediterranean, so much so that they actually export and create revenue from it. We need water treatment facilities.
Creating more local jobs while strengthening school systems are also on his list.
We need to have different choices. There's different programs that exist in different public schools around the Central Coast that allow our future generation different opportunities moving forward to focus on skill set and traits that they're passionate about and allow that passion to facilitate their learning experience.
Running for Congress hasn't been easy. Not everyone is opening their arms to Fareed.
I knew that it would be a tremendous challenge going up against a machine politician in this election.
People have questioned Fareed and his contributions. Who is donating to his campaign? And why is most of the money coming from outside the district?
The decision in this election is to send somebody to Washington, D.C. who will represent Central Coast values and really bring the reforms necessary to get Congress working again for the American people. This does not have any party label.
Like most elections, there are plenty of attack ads. Fareed has been compared to Donald Trump.
Well, I think there's significant differences. I'm running for the United States Congress.
In an interview with James Buckley from the Montecito Journal in May, Fareed told Buckley he supports Donald Trump for president. He goes on to say he's an executive. We need an executive in the executive office. So we asked Fareed about that. He says there's a difference between supporting and endorsing.
Well, I never endorsed in this election. My main focus and goal has been to bring a strong voice from the Central Coast to Washington to get Congress working again for the American people and to address the issues that are very relevant to us here on the Central Coast and nationally. My opponent has used the presidential election as a distraction from the real issues that exist here, and I think that's why he's invested so much money talking about that rather than addressing the issues that we care about.
Fareed also steps away from Trump, saying he doesn't believe in building a border wall.
One of the big issues that I want to bring to Congress, and one of the institutional reforms, is moving to a single subject rule in Congress so that we could deal with each issue one step at a time. from strengthening our borders to having an entry-exit visa process to making sure that every single legal immigration policy that we have is merit-based and ebbs and flows with the economy.
Fareed is working down to the wire, knocking on doors and talking to as many people as he can along the coast.
This is the most important election that we will have here on the Central Coast in over 2 decades, and very well will lay the directive of how we're governed here locally and in the United States Congress.
I'm Vicki Nguyen reporting.
And we will hear from his opponent, Salud Carbajal, tomorrow night in a special report by Elise Martinez. That's right here tomorrow night at 6.
Alan Rose